Another in the series of interviews with state legislators related to the special session called by Governor Lee. Today we have with us Senator Paul Bailey. Can you tell us what district you represent and what your committee assignments are?
Well, thank you for having me today, Mr. Archie. I appreciate the opportunity to be on your podcast. I currently serve the Senate 15th District here in Middle Tennessee, which comprises of Van Buren, White, Cumberland, Putnam, Jackson, and Smith counties. I serve on the Commerce and Labor Committee. I actually have the privilege of being the chairman of that committee, as well as the Senate Transportation and Safety Committee. And then I'm also a member of the Fiscal Review Committee.
Let's just jump right on into the points that I want to raise with you today, if that's okay.
Sure.
What are your thoughts regarding the need for a special session that Governor Lee has demanded?
Well, I'm not totally convinced that we need a special session, especially if the only proposal is going to be any variation of a red flag law or an extreme risk protection order. I think the record is clear that there's too much room for abuse when you have these type laws in place. And I think that several states are showing that they're not always an effective process that by having red flag laws. So I don't know that the votes are currently there to pass an extreme risk protection order or even a red flag law.
At this time, you've kind of raised the issue on the 2 points that I wanted to talk about, the red flag or extreme risk protection order. You realize that what they do is they allow government to seize guns from individuals who presently can legally own and possess them. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, we must always come down on preserving and protecting a law-abiding citizen's right to keep and bear arms. Our United States Constitution gives us that right to do that. Our Tennessee Constitution gives us the right to do that. So at any time that we are passing a law that's going to take away a law-abiding citizen's right to keep and bear arms, is something that we have to take very seriously. I do not support limiting anyone's ability to keep and bear arms.
What alternatives to a red flag or extreme risk protection order law do you think that should be considered by the legislature?
Well, I think the big issue is, in talking with local law enforcement and sheriffs across the state of Tennessee, is that it's not a gun issue, it's a mental health issue. In talking with one of my local sheriffs, he said 20 years ago when they had a person that they had to transport to a mental health facility, the mental health facility would retain that person for 2 to 3 weeks. Now it's 2 to 3 days, and they're releasing them, basically prescribing medication to them, and then they're back out on the streets, and the treatment is not fully there. Also, they're telling me that 1/4 of the inmates in all of our local jails are mental health patients because there's not capacity in our mental health facilities to be able to take these individuals in and get them the treatment that they need. So a lot of times when we talk about red flag laws and we talk about the ERPOs, it's always focused on trying to take away someone's ability to keep and bear arms, when I think the true issue is we've got to address the mental health crisis that we have not only in our state, but also in our nation. And coming along with that mental health issue is the drug issue that's there.
Senator, I appreciate very much your time coming on today. We hope to see you again later on.
Thank you. I had one more point, but that's good. I appreciate it.
Well, go ahead. We've got time.
Well, just to say on relative to mental health, law enforcement is also letting me know that mental health professionals are not sharing the information about any individual that has been taken into a mental health facility that's been brought there by a friend or a family member that is threatening to do harm to themselves or to others. When that person is released, mental health professionals are not sharing that information back with law enforcement in the local area. So I think that's another area that needs to be looked at. Again, I just wanted to make that point. I'm sorry that I messed your ending up here, but I just wanted to be sure to point that out.
I do appreciate your thoughts. And like I said, we look forward to having you back on again. And thank you for your time today.
Thank you.